So how's everybody been?
Been good, chilling, excited for warmer weather,
I
despite
know.
the rain, but I mean, gotta have spring first, so it's all good.
Yeah, rain is part of spring. People forget that. Like it rains like most of the time. Like it's called like spring
True.
showers. Spring showers bring in the
Yeah,
flowers or something.
yeah.
So
I honestly, I'm okay with the rain. I like rain. There's something about it that I find comforting,
hmm
so I'm totally okay with it.
hmm
Um, yeah, it's nothing bad. I'm just like walking outside right now. It's not raining that much, but I don't know, it feels energizing kind of. So
No,
yeah.
honestly, going for a walk is so nice. Like people underestimate the power of just going for a simple walk. Like if you're trying to even lose weight or just get back in shape, like just going for a
Yeah,
walk after work is fucking amazing, honestly. Like
it
it's
really
so
is.
good. And it's just like there's something about being outside, especially like in the nature in the deep woods or something.
Hmm.
Um, that just I don't know, like it changes your perspective, it opens your mind, it just clears your mind. Like I don't know. I don't
It
know how to
really
describe.
does. It's
Yeah.
very therapeutic. It does
It
clear your
is.
mind because you kind of have no choice but to be present and kind
Mhm.
of be more aware of your surroundings. So
Exactly.
it does kind of put you in a state of like, presence and, semi meditation kind of because you have to be present.
Yeah.
Um, I actually lately I've been thinking about like each day doing one thing that will make me like present
Mhm.
because a lot of the times we don't realize how we basically trail off and in our own head and we think about the past and we think about the future and like all the stuff we have to get done. And
Mhm.
so I think every day it's like nice to put some time aside to do something that keeps you in the present. So
Mhm.
it could be like a creative activity, it could be like going for a walk, so
Mm.
I think that's very important and it's been helping my own sanity too.
Oh, I
So
love that.
because
Good.
people will drive you crazy out here if you let them. So
Yes. It's so
you gotta put yourself first.
Do you know something else that puts things into perspective for me? And this is so random and weird, and the viewers are probably gonna think, "Wow, you're so odd and creepy." Is that I just recently moved into this community where the buildings are so close together, so you can basically see into like the neighbors' apartments, like when the
Mhm.
lights are. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
randomly, like there's not lot of people living here, so it's just like one or like two lights on in the whole building that's super dark. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So sometimes I just like stay at my window and I'm just like watching these apartments where the lights are on and I see the people moving around. And I'm just thinking, wow, it's so crazy how behind like each different window is someone else living in their own world. Do you get what I mean? Probably
Yeah.
Yeah.
over something completely different from me, they feel like the world is like, their world is so different, their own story where they're the main character, and then it just makes me feel like like everything is just so like like like
Mhm.
nothing is ever that serious, nothing is ever that deep, because for every single person, it feels like the world is centered around them,
Yeah.
right? And here we have
Hmm.
like so many different apartments and all these different lights where all these different people feel like the world is centered around them. Do you get what I
Mhm.
mean? So it's
Yeah.
Yeah.
not, so it just also speaks to like just being present and not obsess over like the little things that feel like the big things. Do you get what I
Mhm.
mean? Because
Mhm.
there's so many different people in this world, and in every single person's life, they're the main character, and it feels like the world is like centered, you know,
Mhm.
around them.
Yeah.
Like, so if nobody is paying attention, is anyone really paying attention? Because people,
Yeah.
we spend so much caring about what people think and how this is
Mhm.
fashion. But everyone is, that's just it. You spend so much caring about what others think. And
Mhm.
every single person is doing that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
who's really taking the time to pay attention to the next
Mhm.
person? Who's really taking the time to do the thinking, right? Or to
Mhm.
yeah, to do the caring about other, like, so
You know
Mhm.
something else
I
that
really
I'm sorry, I just wanted to add on to what you had to say, Daisy. So
yeah.
something else that I have been trying to do. And obviously, I'm not perfect, and there are going to be times where I'm also in my own feelings, and I'm like, why is this person, acting like this? They're this and that. But I've also been trying to kind of reframe certain situations so it doesn't feel like it's happening to me. What?
Sorry, I'm so sorry, Rachel. I have
What?
a story before I also finishes this reframing thought. I have a funny story. This I need to tell Rachel this, I because it has to do with you and your reframing, and I have to tell our listeners, right?
What
So,
happened?
Okay.
so I was going to work one morning, right, and I was running late, and usually I go and I rent a public bike and I ride the bike to work. So
Mhm.
one day, like in the past, on my way to work, I almost got hit by a car, right,
Oh my
on
god.
my bike. So I was going to work. I was on the phone with Isosa and my aunt, and I was talking to them, and I was like, oh my god, I don't know. I have to go ride a bike to work
Yeah, I
today.
remember this
And I
story.
also is like, no, you need to reframe your thought. You need to tell yourself, I get to go ride a bike to work today,
I
right?
love
And
that.
then it was like, you know what? Yes, I get to go ride a bike to work today, and a car get to hit me.
Ah! Oh my gosh. Oh my god. That is too funny.
That is, I remember that.
So you're trying to be like a motivational, supportive sister, and
Yeah.
then it almost
And
ends
they
to
just
like
like,
ends in her
nah, bitch, I
death.
just almost got hit by a car.
That is
Yeah.
so
No,
funny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But you know
Yeah.
no,
what?
but
You didn't, nothing happened to you, so you got to live.
Yeah, I got to
So
live.
exactly.
you still
Like I
you
got
can still
for
reframe
real.
it into something
I got to
positive.
live that day. Like, see how I see how we just reframed that
Don't kill me.
No, but you know what? You know what? In all
thought?
seriousness,
Yeah.
just coming back to reframing, right? I
Yeah.
do think it's a good way to put things into a different perspective, and it also is a good way to, make sure that you're coming from a mindset of things happening for you and
Mhm.
not things happening to you. Because when you keep
That's true.
thinking like, oh, everything's happening to me, it
Yeah.
puts you in a victim mindset. Like it makes you feel kind of hopeless to your situation.
Overwhelmed.
But
Exactly.
yeah,
But
but
I
when you
just, I
think
mean, it's
that
something
things are, I'm sorry, let me
it
finish. When you
happens.
think things are happening for you,
Yeah.
Mhm.
then you have no choice but to be an active player in your
That's
situation. And so I'm actually like, saying those things because I'm also, sorry, I'm saying these things because I'm also trying to point to the fact that there are going to be times where, someone's just like trying you and stuff. And most of the
Yeah.
time, like most people are coming from their own insecurities when they
Mhm.
do things. And in that moment, it's so hard for us to see it because we're literally thinking about the specific action that's happening to us.
Mhm.
But if you are able to reframe and, you know, almost like reframe that situation and you're like from a place of pity, like I feel so sorry for you, like whatever's going on in your life, that you almost have to like project it onto me, like you almost have to share that misery with me, like, and coming from a place of pity, like, oh my god, I feel so sorry for this person. It basically helps you retake control of that situation because
Mhm.
now they're not able to get like the emotional reaction out of you that they're looking for.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
know it's like not a perfect method, but I find that it's something that helps me like kind of stay grounded in any situation as opposed to, giving someone that reaction that they're looking for out
Yeah.
of me. But
And
yeah,
I think
I just wanted to
you.
say that. It's also gratitude too. So
Mhm.
I
when you
think
think things are happening for you and not to you.
that
That's a
stuff.
good way to
Like I
put things in
told you this to you
perspective.
before, and I took it like really deeply. You told me that, and this is something I'm gonna share with everyone. I don't know how they view, but it's also you told me this because I remember I was venting about someone to you, and I was like, "Oh, I can't believe that this." And then you told me you were like, you know, all those people that you just think they're just like horrible people, and you just wonder like why they keep doing well, right? That's
Mm.
because
Mhm.
like universe is all about energy, right?
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
people, everything's about energy, and when you're giving energy to something, you're basically watering it, right? It's like a plant, and you're giving that thing water to blossom, whether that's good energy, bad energy, you're watering that plant. So if you think like, oh, this person is horrible, they're awful and this, and they keep doing well, right? That's because you're feeding off of your energy. Because the time you keep spending thinking about that person and thinking about all the things you're doing, that is you watering them, right?
Mm-hmm.
That is giving them that energy. That is you. And that really sucks with men. I was like, you're right. Like, no one is worth that, you know? No one is really worth to feeding off of you. You get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it
Mm-hmm.
just puts that
Hmm.
into perspective of, I actually feel sorry for you and just let it pass, that
Mm-hmm.
life must suck for you, right? It's like hard. Like for you to take the time out of your day to want to make someone else's like I said, we're all the main characters in our
Mm-hmm.
story,
Mm-hmm.
right? So for you to take the time off of being your main character self to want to down someone else, right? That means like something is must be seriously wrong. Like,
For me,
so
I just like I actually want to bring it back because we're talking about self care and like
yeah,
like boundaries and stuff. And
yeah.
I always want to bring it back to like myself because sometimes I feel like we focus on like haters and people who try to like destroy us and knock us down too much.
Mhm.
So like I was just wondering, what
Yeah.
does like self care to you guys look like? Like actual self care, like what brings you like peace and like stability and just feeling sane in your life?
Alcohol. Just kidding.
Did
Just
you
kidding.
Did you say alcohol? No, but
Yeah.
sometimes it could be that, like having a nice glass of wine or taking a shot.
No, I'm talking
That's
like what?
that's self-care for some people.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding. No, it's never like external vices. I think sometimes like just wanting to be like alone. You know what I mean? And not
Yeah.
feeling guilty about it. Because sometimes
Mhm.
I just can't people. And sometimes it just, sometimes I just need time to refine myself. And I just want to spend time with myself, whether that's like watching a show or, and sometimes I just want to go like a period of time without talking
Yeah.
to anyone, you know? So I
Yeah.
think that is what could, but oftentimes when I do that, I sometimes feel like guilty, like, oh, I'm putting off so much, but
Mhm.
sometimes I just need that alone time and just that, you know, like downtime. That's what I would say.
Yeah. And why do you
Honest.
feel guilty
But
about having alone time for yourself?
I don't know because I feel like I'm putting off because there's so much for me to do, So every
Mhm.
time I have free time, I feel like there's something I'm putting off doing something,
Mhm.
and I should be doing that. So I'm never fully comfortable because I'm like, oh, I have free time now. I could be working on this, but instead
Mm.
I'm here trying to not do anything,
Yeah.
basically, you know. So I think that's why I feel almost, yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
do
interesting.
apologize. I think I dropped off again. I missed the I missed the first part of your thought.
No, I was just saying like I feel like sometimes we focus too much on like self like haters and like people who try to
Yeah.
interfere with like our self-care journey essentially. And
Yes,
so
I
I'm just
agree.
like I try to take I try to not focus on the haters because I feel like we give them too much attention and too much just too much clout. So I was
I
just
think we
asking,
do.
yeah, I was just asking you guys like how like let's bring it back to yourself. Like what does self-care looks like for us? What is like what brings us peace, joy, stability, like something that makes us feel sane? And I was just wondering like what is it for you? Like everybody share what it is for them.
For
Daisy
sure.
Daisy was saying it's alone time, but sometimes she feels guilty. And like I was gonna say, like I also used to feel like that as well. But it's just like when you've been working for 40 hours a week or even just 8 hours a day or just socializing for even 5-10 minutes and it's like exhausting or the person's draining or like just whatever, like your social battery like might run out in the next 10-15 minutes. Like you have every right to like go home and like just take a beat back and just like sit and even if it's scrolling through your phone eating snacks and just chilling or like reading a book, like
Hmm.
doing something just for you. Like I feel like you're good. Like I understand where you're coming from, Daisy, when you say like you feel guilty because like maybe you feel like you could be doing something. But I feel like that's also like a generational cultural thing because like we're African and like our
Hmm.
African parents like did not believe in rest. Like
Yeah.
it's Saturday and like my dad's waking me up at 6 a.m. to like sweep the garage and to help my mom
Hmm.
cook and do all this stuff. There's no space to rest. So it's like for me growing up, like like I realized that was just toxic because I was like that. I was like, I need to be doing something, I need to be working, I need to be like something always needs to be done. And I
Exactly.
realized like that's toxic. Like you're giving your weekends and time off for a reason. So like use that time off for yourself and to do something for yourself or even others. Just anything that brings you peace and joy, you know?
Yeah.
I agree. It's so funny you said the thing about rest because that's literally something my therapist brought up about the fact that immigrants' parents don't believe in rest. And
Yeah.
you basically, like as a kid, like they drill it into you. You got to be working
Yeah.
24/7 and cleaning your
Yeah.
room, helping
Yeah,
around the
and
house,
it's
doing your homework.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you grow
I
up and you feel guilty about resting and
Yeah.
you feel like you need to keep going and keep doing stuff. Otherwise, you're basically a failure to
yeah,
society. So
honestly.
I
Yeah.
totally agree. I agree
And
with
I
that
think
sentiment.
Yeah. It's
Um,
crazy.
but to me,
it's
self
crazy.
care, I think it means a lot of different things. But I think an overarching definition for me would be basically taking what you need in the moment.
Hmm.
And I said need because sometimes what we want isn't necessarily what the best thing is for us. So I guess the hard part about taking what you need is like figuring out exactly what it is that you need in that moment, right?
Hmm.
Like, and
Yeah.
if that's like needing to rest in that moment, if that's like needing a pep talk to finish that, activity that you needed to do, or that, task that has a deadline, or, um, yeah, and also showing up for yourself, right? So
Hmm.
to me, and I do this all the time, right? Like I'll start off my week. I have like my list. I love making lists. I have my
Same.
list, and I'll have even my food list, right? Because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get my food timetable, and some weeks I'm pretty good at sticking to it, right? And
Hmm.
then there are other weeks I'm like, okay, I make this food timetable, and I look at it on Monday, maybe Tuesday, and then I just go off script like for the rest of the week. And to me, you're basically deviating from what you promised yourself, and
Hmm.
it makes it hard to like trust yourself when you tell yourself that you're going to do something and then you don't do it and you disappoint yourself, right? So to me, like self-care is also realizing that, okay, if I make a commitment to myself, I have to follow through because there's no way I expect somebody else to follow through on a commitment to me if I can't even follow through on a commitment that I made to myself. So I
Hmm.
think to me, self care also means that. So again, like overall, it means like taking and doing what you need to do the best thing for yourself in that moment. And part of that is also deciphering what is the best thing for you in that moment.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Hmm.
that was what I would say self care
I
is to
totally
me.
agree. I totally agree. Like when you practice self care, it's like you're training yourself to show other people and the world how they should treat you. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Agreed.
like
Yeah.
I like that you said that it's like a way to show people like and to show yourself how you want to be treated because that's out like gonna expand out in the world and people will see that in you and your energy and your vibe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that they also need to treat you like this. Like this one podcaster I was listening to a while back, she was saying how like she notices like how a lot of like she'll date certain men and they'll think because she's a black woman and black women have the stereotype of being aggressive and strong and this and that. He
Mm-hmm.
noticed like when they'll play around, like whatever, you're play fighting with your man, but she should realize like he was like very aggressive and she's like saying how she's like she's not scared to call people out and be like, don't manhandle me. Like we can play fight, we can
Yeah.
joke,
Like what the
but
hell is that?
I'm not a man. Don't fucking manhandle me. I don't treat myself
I
like
love
that. Like
that for her.
no one in my family treats me like this. Nobody, none of my friends manhandle me, so you don't get to manhandle me. Like what the fuck am I? Like a cattle? Like, you know? So yeah, so I think it's important to like self-care is super important because it's like you're pretty much teaching others also how to take care of you and how to treat you, you know.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I agree
yeah,
with that.
yeah.
And you know what? I feel like, and sometimes I get anxious and I can be like this sometimes. I don't know if it's out of like, okay, actually, let me rephrase that. A lot of people are scared of being confrontational.
Mm.
And like you said, that girl basically telling someone like she's not scared of that confrontation when it comes to herself, right? Like
Mhm.
she's not scared to be like, yo, like don't treat me like that. Like don't touch me like
Mhm.
that. And some people are
Mhm.
very scared of that confrontation, or
Mm.
not necessarily scared, but they're scared of, you know, when they get into a confrontational situation, like they're like how they're gonna behave, like whether they lose control of like their grounding in that moment, which is
Mhm.
more like me in situations where I don't want to be confrontational. But I do agree that self care is also realizing how to be like assertive. Like it
Mhm.
doesn't necessarily have to be like a fight, but how to be
Mhm.
assertive when it comes to you, like how to like know how to tell somebody like I don't play about me, so you better not play about me either.
Yeah.
You know? So
So
I do
true.
agree that self care is that as well. So
Mhm.
and one thing I'm gonna say that I love about this conversation is the fact that we're not like reducing self care to a shell of itself.
Mm.
Because that's something that's a rhetoric that I've noticed that people just engage in lately. They're like, oh, how to be your best self, like, you know, like just go do makeup. You can't slap a lipstick on a pig and just call it a day because you know what I mean? Like it's still a pig. Like
Yeah.
so I just love that we're kind of going deeper on what it actually means because yeah, it can be like getting your hair done, getting your nails done, because especially as I don't know, I'm sure men too, but as a human being, like, you know, when you feel clean and you feel like you've got like put some, you know, investment into yourself,
Mhm.
obviously you're gonna feel good. But those things are really temporary if you're not doing the inner work. Like if you're
Mhm.
not really figuring out what you need internally and kind of pursuing those things instead of like actually just like you know being like oh yeah like I'm just gonna get a new haircut and that's gonna be that's gonna be all that I need. So
No,
yeah,
I
I don't
feel
know, I
you.
just wanted to say that.
I feel like for me, the evolution of self care, I've like really come a long way. Just me
Yeah,
personally. I don't know if you guys feel this way because when I was younger, I used to feel like, oh, I'm gonna have a self care day. I'm gonna go home, shower, exfoliate, do a face mask, steam my face, wax. Like it was like very external, like shallow stuff, and all that stuff is good too. It is part of self care, like feeling
yeah,
good in your body and in your skin. But at the same time,
yeah,
it's just like now as a like and now that I'm a woman in like in my 30s, I notice like
hmm,
self care for me is an experience. It's like what makes me feel good, like internally. Like, so even if it's just taking myself on a solo date to the movies or like staying in and doing absolutely nothing, maybe just scrolling through my phone and like playing games on my phone, drinking wine, eating my snacks. It could
yeah,
be me planning a trip to go on a solo travel. Like I'm planning to travel solo. Well, I'm gonna meet up with one of my friends, but I'm like planning trips to like do something by myself, going to events, like doing stuff for myself that'll make me feel happy and just experiencing life either by myself
yeah,
or with people I love, you know? So I feel like
yeah,
self-care for me has like completely evolved because now I don't even like when I have to like I love exfoliating and doing face masks, but like I buy all these face masks and I'm noticing I don't even use them anymore because it's just like that stuff is fun, but it's just not as interesting to me as it was when I was like in my 20s. Now it's just like I'm trying to experience life and like I want to do things that are like gonna bring me peace and like just want to be more intentional like with living my life and like just what I do in my life, you know. I think like before I was
yeah.
very shallow and now it's like
Mhm.
much
Yes,
different. You know?
absolutely. I
But
agree. Sorry, I'm laughing because I agree.
yeah.
I agree.
Do you guys realize like there was like an evolution with your self-care journey? Like maybe you also were like shallow about it at first and like it's
yes,
evolved over time.
I think I just never really
yes,
understood what self care was. I
Hmm.
would say because I just always thought, oh, you know, as long as I get my nails done, my hair is done, that's me. I just thought self care was like caring about myself. But caring
Hmm.
about myself, I thought it was all about like outward perception of me. Do you get what I
Hmm.
mean? As
Hmm.
long as people can perceive that I care about myself, then I
Hmm.
really do care about myself. So if my
Hmm.
nails are done, my hair is done, there's no way people are gonna think, well, she doesn't care about herself. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I
Hmm.
noticed over time that no matter what, because I always said, oh, my mental health is tied to my hair, it's tied to my nails, it's tied to this and this. And yeah, still the case, you know.
Hmm.
But
mhm,
I just always thought that, well, it's not enough, and then it
Mm,
started to seep into like other aspects of my life where I thought, if I do this and this and this, I'll feel so much better,
mhm,
and then that would happen and I still feel crappy, right?
mhm.
Or if I got what I really wanted, I'll feel so much better. That would happen. I'll still feel crappy. And then eventually I started to realize that, oh, if I don't do the inner work, I
Yeah.
will never really, like
Mhm,
doing that inner work is really caring about myself because I'm taking those steps, right? And that's when it evolved for me from,
mhm.
the nails, the hair, the that, to like actually sitting down and really reflecting on, you know,
No, I
what
totally
really
get it. Like,
matters.
and I've come across so many girls, and I'm not saying that you're like this because you're not like this at all, but I've come across so many girls who get their hair done, get their lashes done, get their nails done, they're dressed to the nines. And when you talk to them or you're around them constantly, you can see their insecurity. You can see how jealous they get of like the people around them. You can see how like they treat other women. Like it's just so fucking bad. It's like you said, I so said it's like slapping makeup on a pig or whatever. Like that's how
Hmm.
like a lot of these girls who think just self-care is just like wearing getting nails done, getting your hair done and wearing the best clothes, which is that's part of it. Like I also like looking nice, but at the same time it's just like it's deeper than that. There's levels to it, and I've had conversations with some of these girls and they think like it's literally just putting on makeup, getting your hair done, having your nails done, and then going to grab matcha at your favorite coffee shop. Just like,
And
girl,
that's
oh, it's deeper
and
than
they're
that.
like, yeah, I self cared for the day, and it's like,
Yeah,
yeah, you could do those things, but those are like temporary fixes to me because, and yeah, like you know what, that might be what you need in a moment.
yeah,
You might just be good and you've done. Maybe you don't need inner work right now because it's a little too much, and today you
mhm,
just want to go grab coffee and that's
yeah,
what you need to get started on your day.
yeah,
Fine. But when you come, especially people coming online, you come online or you tout off that, yeah, I know what self care is, and that's all it is. And
yeah,
what self care is for each person evolves over time too. So
hmm,
just coming and being like the be all and end all of self care is like, you gotta care for yourself, girl. You gotta be the bad bitch. You gotta, put yeah, you just go get
the
the buzz
conversations
down
I hear
and
about like
blah blah
self-care
blah.
is so like it's so surface
It's
level. It's so
crazy to
crazy.
me.
Like girls would be like if like to present when you practice self-care, you got to put your best foot forward. Okay, true. But then they'll say things like you have to wear makeup every day and you have to stand with posture and put on heels and you got to go to a bar where all the rich men are and like they get into the whole like high value
Yeah.
Yeah,
self-care
like
like
the whole, and you're
conversations
like,
they
okay.
which people have like people have like equaled it to escorting, like all these tips girls give
Oh
about
my
self-care and
god,
self-love.
yes,
It's like you're low-key grooming
yes.
girls to like be escorts basically because that's
Preach,
what it's sounding
because
because
literally that's what it is. Like,
why am I
and
putting on
come
a
on.
dress and wearing makeup to go out by myself to go sit on the bar at night
Exactly.
in a
Yeah.
bar
Can we
with creepy
pivot?
old men?
Okay,
You know
you
when
guys,
I
can we pivot for a little bit? Can we
We can talk
pivot
about
really
it,
quick?
we can talk about
when
I,
I
it.
say
I really want to talk about this.
Daisy's
go to
like
I
so
that
really,
passionate
bar to
about
be
this.
approached by an old rich man, you need to go to the Four Seasons.
exactly.
Go where the
Oh,
elegant
you need to go hang out. It's like if you
yeah,
want to go get a drink at the Four Seasons with your friends, that's
Yeah.
great. You're going to the
And you
Four
know
Seasons
what?
and
You know
hanging
what?
out at
Hold
the
on. I have to
bar.
say this. I have a friend, one of my friends, shout out to her. She just had her baby. Shout out to you. She, her man literally told us, and her man's like pretty well off. Her man told us
Yeah,
that he has friends where that go to like the Four Seasons and the Ritz Carlton,
yeah,
because a lot of girls will come there thinking, oh, I'm gonna go there, look nice and find a rich man. And he was like, me and my friends laugh because we call it like they go down and yeah, they talk to these girls, but it's like we call it hoe picking. Like you're just going there to pick
yeah.
a hoe to bring up to your
Because
room
you're
and give the
literally
illusion
a
that you're gonna give her a
prostitute.
better life when really you're just like, you're just looking for a girl to smash that night. And these girls don't
But
realize like
it's
that's
so funny to me.
escorting.
like
It is escorting. You're literally like, you think these people are stupid? Did you think they just got rich because they're like by chance? I'm not saying every rich person is smart, but
why
like, you're not gonna just pull one off on
why
someone
would they
really
pick
quick.
you? What are
Yeah,
you
like,
the table?
Honestly,
Why would
and
they
it's
pick
like
honestly.
if you're
you?
even gonna find a man, let me just say quickly, if you're gonna find a man in those places, he already knows what it is. if you're even gonna find a rich man to marry you, chances are his whole family, like an old man or whatever, his whole family already knows you're a $2 hoe gold digger that he found at the Four Seasons. Like you're not fooling anybody by going and sitting down at the Four
One
Seasons
second, I'll be
and
right.
like trying to be in a high value situation, blah blah blah. Like to me, that doesn't make any sense. Like if you want to go sit in the Four Seasons because you're feeling yourself today, you and your friends, or you just want to hang out, like you want to go, sit somewhere bougie to drink tea and drink a coffee, that's totally fine. I think you should explore whatever space you want to be in.
Mhm.
But if you're going there specifically for the purpose of trying to poach a man, like let's be fucking for real.
Mhm.
And another thing is, if you're gonna go in those spaces to poach a man, you better be somebody like worth poaching yourself. Like
Yeah.
you can't just get like spend whatever like dime you have, you know, putting yourself, like making yourself look good on the outside. Yeah, that there was a time where that used to work, but come
Mhm.
on now, like we fought so hard as women. We're at a place right now where the playing field isn't equal. It's still a man's world. Let's not get that wrong. But there's
Mhm.
so many women who are able to present on so many fronts that just going and sitting down somewhere looking pretty isn't always enough. It's not
Mhm.
even close to being enough these days. Like you have to be a dynamic character. You have to be to
Yeah.
find someone who's dynamic and to find someone who actually cares. Like yeah, I like men are a dime a dozen. You can find a rich man, I'm sure. Like obviously, the rich man is a smaller pool, but
Yeah.
I'm sure you can find a rich man if that's what you want to find, right?
Mhm.
But to
But to
find
find
someone
someone
who's
who
of
actually,
value,
they'll find
someone
someone.
who is of value, you're gonna have to be a valuable damn person yourself. You can't just
Exactly.
be all like, oh, like I'm just gonna like, girl, you
Mhm.
gotta come correct. You gotta be more dynamic. You gotta, like
This
we
new
said, you
generation of
gotta
girls are not ready to hear this conversation. I
they're
feel
not
that.
they're not
Mhm.
ready. It's actually
Mhm.
insane to me. Like you can't just go sit somewhere and you're asking me, oh, have you done it? Oh, how would you know? Have you done it? It's the optics of it even. Like someone with any like ounce of sense to me, anyone with any ounce of sense, somebody's like you could tell. Like you're sitting around the bar trying to look pretty, looking for who's gonna poach you. Like are you okay? Like, obviously, you're the prostitute in that situation.
Hmm,
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, somebody who actually is of value, and you call yourself, "Oh, I'm a high value woman. I'm a high value woman." You're a
you're
high
worth
value woman, but
the
you're sitting at a Four Seasons, like waiting
$90.
for it to be poached. Like, how
Yeah,
does that make you high value? Like,
so true.
people, like those people, if they're finding someone high value, they have access. They have access to the right conferences, the right workspaces, the
Right.
right like social clubs to find people that are like on the same level as them. So if they're poaching you, there's already something off there. Either they fancy that power imbalance, or like you're something fun, or they're just so old they don't give a shit anymore. But what like stands still is the fact that you're still a $2 hole to anybody who's looking at the
I don't
situation,
understand
including the
this,
person poaching you.
like all this
So let's
talk.
be real.
Well, I saw one on social media. I don't know if you guys have seen this one. Like my third time of how I met my man. And if you're against selling pussy, this is not for you. Like what the
Jesus.
fuck?
I know we talked about this in the last episode, but it's the
Like
commodification of womanhood. It's seeped into pretty much every aspect of life at this point, to the point where they're selling like being objectified as self-care
that's
these
so
days. Like they sell it as everything, actually. They sell it as everything. Like just being objectified is sold as everything. It's sold as being high value. It's sold as, you know, getting
being
yourself
able
out
to
of a
make money
specific
off of it.
situation.
So that
This and that.
oh yeah,
Like
what
I understand, if you want
is
to get exposure, you can hang out in places that you're not used to hanging out in. But overall, like you can't. I'm sorry, I'm just sounding so passionate. It sounds like I'm pissed at somebody. I'm not. But it's like overall, like you can't just go like, do like zhuzh up, like you're going out for the bar night, and then you go sit somewhere and oh voila, like you're like it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. And I've literally, and I'm speaking from experience, not because I try to do stuff like this, but I've seen how people move, like in kind of spaces like that, and like you're gonna have tells like that you are kind of desperate almost. You know what I mean? Like the tells are there. So just letting y'all know that's not the way. Take the long way around because that's actually gonna be more valuable for you in the end. But anyway, sorry, I just went on a rant.
That's a tricky. There was a-
Like what the hell? Hello?
Hi.
Hi, I'm here.
Sorry, did you guys hear that?
No. What?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
I don't know how
Can
loud
you guys
I'm
hear
being,
me?
but I can hear you.
Did you hear
What would
my
you ask?
convers did you hear my conversation earlier? Sorry.
No.
No,
Okay, okay, good. No, because my family keeps calling me and it's like I'm doing something. Anyways, sorry,
Oh,
continue.
again,
it's all
uh,
good.
like
But yeah,
this.
I basically just went on a rant about like how
No, I
you
heard you.
literally will, yeah, like you will like you go the long way around is basically the summary of the conversation is go the long way around. Like everyone's gonna find you out. Like if you're coming desperation into a space, people are gonna know. Like no one's fucking stupid. But anyway,
Oh,
let's
here.
continue.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, here. I'll switch it.
the whole thing just doesn't make sense to me. Like honestly, you're I don't know. I get it. Like you said, I so sad. Like if you're a girl and you generally want to seek out a high value man and you wanna that's the type of life you want to be a stay-at-home mom or wife, but like you still have to come with qualities. Like especially if you're not groomed, because there's some
Yeah.
girls who are groomed from like there's cultures where mothers groom their children to be like wives to rich men, but it's like
Hmm.
especially in this day and age that's not really going to work on a daughter. Like most girls are not trying to like live their lives for men, so it's like unless you're
Hmm.
groomed from when you're young, or like you groom yourself as an adult and you say, oh, I'm gonna walk this way, I'm gonna talk this way, I'm gonna only hang out with this type of man, then fine, whatever. But like to be talking about some damn I'm gonna dress up and put on heels and put on makeup and go sit at the bar, you're gonna attract men who think you're an escort. And yeah, sure, they might give you
Exactly.
money, but they're not gonna treat you like wife material. They're not gonna marry you. Like the other day, I was on
Exactly.
the other day I was on this girl's live, and some she pulled this girl up on her live, and they were talking, and the girl was like, she's like a side chick to a rich man, but she became a side chick to a rich man because a rich man, he's a married man. Sorry, I meant to say that he's rich, but he's married. She became the side chick to this rich married man, but she got into that position because she got into that position because she she had in her head that he was going to leave his wife for her. And she was very young and naive, and she was probably like in her early 20s, but it's just like this is the messaging she's getting from girls on the internet that is like
Hmm.
getting girls in these type of situations. And now she's like has feelings for this man, and yeah, he pays her bills, but it's just like he's never going to take you seriously. You're a side chick in his relationship, in his marriage. How do you
Hmm.
think he's going to look at you? You're clearly presenting yourself as a hoe, so he's going to treat you like a hoe. Like a respectable woman is not
Value.
going to be a side chick to a married man. That like, and you
Exactly.
expect him to put a ring on it? Are you serious?
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. And like the whole thing, and it's like these people they get young impressionable girls. Like the
yeah,
whole thing is really crazy to me. And I was just telling Daisy, I don't know if you heard this part, but um where I said everything like the objectification and commodification of women is being sold as different things. Like it's been sold as self-care. It's been sold as being a high value woman. It's being sold as like the way to freedom. But the thing is, how? Like you have to like sit down and ask yourself, like, how is this going to make me free? How is, going to sit down somewhere and find a man where, like, first of all, he's already not going to respect you because of how he found you. And chances are he's going to find out, like, if okay, you're hanging out at the Four Seasons today and tomorrow and the next day. And then you find a man that coaches you. And then he starts hanging out with you. Let's say it works out. He starts hanging out with you And then he notices that, hey, this girl, like, she doesn't hang out in Four Seasons like places. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
she just happens to be at the Four Seasons. Like, do you think somebody's crazy? Like, do you think
Yeah,
people are dumb?
yeah,
So it's not even, and maybe you do move into the nice neighborhood because you want to, like, sell it, and you do all these things, right? They're still gonna know. They're still gonna know. Like, you're living a fake life. But it doesn't even matter if they know or they don't know. Another thing is, you're basically willingly signing up for a weird power imbalance kind of relationship. Because if you have nothing else to offer and this person is basically like bankrolling everything, where does that leave you?
yeah.
Unless you're strategizing to, like, basically swindle this person out of their money in some way or another. Where does
And that's
that
the
leave
thing,
you?
like
If
they're just
you're
not
looking for an
thinking.
honest
Like the
relationship.
like it's like, girl, do you, but it's just like have a plan and move smart and like be of something. Don't just get with a rich man just to take care of you and like you think of like have a couple of degrees under your belt, have your own thing going, sign the prenup,
Exactly.
just do what
Exactly.
you need to do to make sure you're good. But it's just like it's literally an epidemic, really, like of just
Exactly.
thinking they can just put on makeup and sit at a bar and get a rich man. It's not that easy. It's not as easy as it looks. Because if it was that easy, all of us would be married to rich men,
We would all
millionaires.
be doing it. Would
Yeah,
we not?
yeah,
It would be easy. Like, I don't really know. I think it's the same rhetoric. It's the same, they're selling, and it's like, okay, girl, if this is actually working for you, you would not be online
yeah.
talking about doing it. Because the one thing we know about human beings is something that's actually lucrative. People keep it under
They don't go
wraps.
and share it. Exactly.
They don't
Exactly.
go share, like, step by step tips on how to do this whole thing. Like, usually, if you're gonna even break it into specific markets, you have to look at, you have to piece together different things that different people are saying, because they're
Hmm.
not gonna get, no one person is gonna give you the whole full, like, do you know what I mean? They're not gonna
Hmm.
give you the whole full, like, script for free or whatever, selling a course, whatever. They're not going to give you the script. So people are coming online and they're telling you, oh, go do this instead at the Four Seasons. Like, you should be questioning and asking yourself, like, girl, that works for you? Because you seem single, you're sitting here, or you seem like you've been in a relationship. Is that how you met your husband? Like, you need to start asking yourself those questions, because to me, like, I just feel like people are just going online. You don't know this person that's speaking to you. Like, have some discernment, like, and also check the background of the person that is talking to you. Like, make sure they have that experience that they're
Mm,
trying to sell you, because
exactly.
otherwise you're literally putting your life in jeopardy. Like, and these kind of things can have long-term impact if you're gonna go sit somewhere. And I like how we completely pivoted from the self conversation, but this needs to be talked about, because it's also for the safety of women. If you're
Yeah,
gonna
no,
go
it's part of it though,
sit
because it's just
somewhere,
like a lot of girls are being told self care and taking care of yourself and presenting yourself a certain way in the world. Yeah, part of it, some of it it's truthful, but it's like a lot of it is just like these people are like trying to get you to brand yourself as an escort. And I really
literally.
don't know why, especially in this like, and I get it, times are hard right now. We're in a recession. Like times are really rough for a lot of people, and I understand this.
Yeah,
A lot of people are desperate, and also apparently
yeah,
there's the like conspiracy that all these rich men, especially rich white men at the top, are like trying to like do some.
Me
They're
too. I
manipulating the
honestly
world to
believe that
like
too.
make young girls feel like they need to be that
I
way.
believe
And
that as well.
do you guys hear about
Absolutely.
that whole like? Do you see how like a lot of girls are like being modest now and trying to get back into like traditional femininity and feminism,
Mhm.
and because they're trying to get rid of
yeah.
like all these feminists and women empowerment stuff, like they're so tired of it. So I feel like that's part of it too. I'm not gonna get too much into it because I feel like we'll be here all day if we get into that conversation. But like
Yeah.
I see that like a lot of women are going to back to like when I see girls wearing those
Like,
House of
oh, I want to be a
CB,
triad wife. Yeah.
yeah, a trad wife type of
Um.
stuff. Like, and they're wearing
Yeah.
like these milkmaid dresses, which are cute, but it's just like, girls, not every day you have to wear a milkmaid dress. Like,
Yeah.
who are you doing this for? Like, because you
Yeah.
want to prove
But
that you're a
you do you
modest
know do you
woman
know what's
and
crazy to me about the whole trad wife thing? What's
what?
actually
Like,
crazy to me? First of all, the person selling you the trad wife situation is making money from the sole action of selling you that whole lifestyle.
Yeah.
Like they're making money selling you that lifestyle. So already that's a contradiction in itself because they're selling you a lifestyle of, oh, I sit at home and I just take care of the kids and I do nothing. And like, my husband does everything. Yet you're posting content online. You're making money from the content you post. You're
Mhm.
taking the time to edit it or pay somebody to edit it. That's a revenue generating source for you. So technically, you're not a trad wife in the sense that you're trying to sell. And
Mm,
it seems like people can't use deductive reasoning to understand this person isn't the thing they're even selling you. They don't even live by
they
that,
sell it.
first of
Yep.
all.
Mhm.
They
Mhm.
don't
Secondly,
they selling.
secondly, women have only been able to really fully like have autonomy over the kind of job that they get to have, right? I'm not
Mhm.
saying women have always worked since the dawn of time, but the thing is, we've been working like,
Yeah.
and it's like the working class women have always worked.
Yeah.
They've always worked, right?
Like the
But
Mhm.
it's just,
like,
you
yeah.
don't have autonomy over the kind of jobs you get to have. And the economic mobility wasn't there like it is now. So, okay, now we've gotten here. You can kind of pick, it's like a pick your own lifestyle situation. Like some places are harder to get to. Let's not lie about that. But overall, it's a pick your own lifestyle situation, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so now we're here for things that women have fought for. And yeah, we joke about, like sometimes I joke, it's a joke. Like I joke about it. I'm like, damn, like I don't know why people
This
just
is
went
what
to
we
go
fought
fight and
for.
now I gotta
Yeah.
work. Yeah, now I gotta work every day. Like I wanna sit my ass and do
So
nothing.
grateful.
But in reality, that's not the truth. Like the truth is that women fought for, women being able to have their own bank accounts. Like up until I'm pretty sure the 80s in most places, you couldn't even sign up a bank in your name as a woman. It had to be
Mhm.
under a man's name, right? So basically, women have fought to come this far where you have autonomy over the kind of job that you get to do and over the fact that you get to work, things like that. So
Mhm.
then you're now saying, hey, no, I don't want to do that. I want to be a trad wife. Actually, we fought for the rights for you to do that as well. Like if you
Mhm.
want to be a trad wife, you get to be that. That's what autonomy is. You get to
Mhm.
be that. But now selling that as the only way to be is very silly because the one thing that we know about a lot of like trad wife situations is that um the one thing we know about a lot of trad wife situations is the fact that a lot of women that especially like working class women that have been
Mhm.
in the trad wife role,
Mhm.
they have gone through hell and back because they don't
Yeah, they
have
talk about it all the
anything to
time. And they
show for
warn
it.
girls, like, listen, don't rush to get married, don't rush to have kids, take your time, try like
Exactly.
do you first, because being a mother and being a stay-at-home mom and wife is not all it's cut up to be. Even like
Exactly. Like these women have nothing to show for it. So,
even those passport bros who go abroad and they get wives from wherever, Asia, even Africa, like
mhm,
South America, and they bring them here. The women come and they say they're miserable. They're like, I'm miserable. I want to leave him, but they don't have any resources of their own to actually
any
leave
way
because they're
to
in the
leave.
country because of him. So everything is relying on him.
Exactly.
It's not as easy. And like a lot of these men are very abusive, whether it's mentally, psychologically, physically, financially. They're abusive, I find. A lot of them are.
They are
So you
abusive
have to
because
be
they have
careful.
all the power. They
Yeah.
have all the power. And it
Well, that's
speaks to
why they
this
seek out these
power.
women.
Yeah, it speaks to the power imbalance situation again. Like
Yeah.
the whole reason for feminism, I don't know about the new wave feminism and what they're fighting for, but feminism as a whole is to give women autonomy, the right to choose, right? And we've gotten to the point where we have the right to choose. Why do we all collectively in the name of women empowerment want to sit down and choose objectification and commodification of being a woman? Why is
Mhm.
that why what we want to all choose? And if you want to objectify yourself, that's totally fine. But why do we all want to force this rhetoric on every single woman when
Mhm.
that's not what
Honestly.
feminism is? That's not what it is to be empowered as a woman. It's the right for you to be objectify yourself if you want to do that, and the right for me to tell you here are the risks of you objectifying yourself.
Mhm.
Like I should be able to tell you what the risks are. We should be talking about like both sides of the story. We shouldn't just be talking about how, doing OnlyFans or sitting on like in a bar, some rich bar or something. Like that's the way. To me, like it doesn't make any sense. And then when someone tries to criticize that, it becomes like, oh, you're against women and you're against, you know, pushing women forward and blah 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 blah. Like, I don't understand why that's the conversation that we're now having, when we should be having, like, we should be able to talk about both sides of things.
Mhm.
So the whole trad wife rhetoric, the whole, you know, pushing like um OnlyFans, or pushing like sexualization and things like that. Like, to me, it doesn't make any goddamn sense. Like,
Mhm.
it doesn't make any sense. And I think people need to start calling it out, because it's kind of getting to a point where it's getting too far. And like I said, it's seeping into other aspects of society. Like, it's literally seeping into, oh, this is self care. Like, yeah, self care is totally you, you know, like slapping on lipstick and
Mhm.
going and sitting down and waiting for some man that's gonna take care of you. Like, are you crazy?
Mhm.
100%.
No, I totally agree.
So
But
I don't really know.
yeah, it's the podcast is getting a bit long now, so
Yeah,
it's time to wrap up. And but I was just
yeah.
wondering, like, before we go, what's like a little nugget or like piece of wisdom or just a call to action you have for the listeners based on everything we talked about, from self care to the importance of understanding like what these messages you're getting from social media about like self care, but it's like wrapped in being groomed as an escort. What do you guys want to tell the audience? Like, each of you say
Yeah,
something. Like,
I'll let you guys go first.
for me, I would leave the message I would leave is like, glow from the inside. Like, do things for yourself. Don't do things because you saw something on social media, because you see your favorite celebrities doing this, your favorite content creators doing this, so you want to do this. Like, do things for yourself. Like, self-care is more than just wearing makeup and doing face mask and dressing up. It's like, it's do it for the experience. Do things that generally bring you happiness and peace, and just live fully and intentionally, you know. So that's what I leave for the audience. What about you guys?
For
I'd
me,
say,
oh, actually, Daisy, you can go.
oh, you can go ahead.
Okay, two things. So for me, two things. First thing is figuring out what you need and then doing that.
Mhm.
Like, and figuring out what you need in the sense that it's gonna advance you as a human being, and advance your well being. So that's one thing. And
Mhm.
then the second thing is understanding what deductive reasoning is and applying it to your lives. Please.
Mhm.
Like, because yeah, that's it. That's the gem. That's it. There's
Mm.
no more to be said.
Okay. What about
Um,
you, Daisy?
I'd say self care is about you. It's not about the perception of other people, right?
Mm.
It's not about how people perceive you, or, oh, this, at the end of the day, yeah, like, we care so much about what other people think of us and how they view us, but self care is centered around you. So always just take that into account, and it's okay to also take time. It's okay to take time for yourself, and it's okay to fall off the wagon. It's okay to not center so much. It's okay, like, if you don't even want to self-care, that's okay. Like, it's just, this life is just, there's just so much, like, already. Like, it's like you have to eat kale, you have to drink, you know what I mean,
Mhm.
you have to buy a house in Rome, in Paris, travel, but work hard, save before 30. Like, it's just, there's a lot. So I
Yeah.
think it's okay to just take time. It's okay to want to
Mhm.
disconnect. Like, that's just my nugget. Now I'm going off a tangent.
No, I think that was good. I think everybody
Yeah.
had like a good call to
Yeah.
action and a good message for everybody. So, on that note,
Yeah.
we'll see everybody next week and
See you
have a
next week.
good rest of your week.
Thank y'all. See you
Bye,
next week.
everyone.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.